What's up everyone, it's your boy Felix the Fox, and today we are talking about the Mario experience on the Nintendo Switch. More importantly though, how almost every single mainline Mario game and spin-offs are on the Switch at this point. If the Switch was your first Nintendo console, or even your first console ever, you aren't really missing out on the older titles or games you missed on the Wii U because so many of them are already here. Never played the first 3 Mario games and a parody? Boom, we got you. Never played Super Mario World? Go play that first actually. Never played any 3D Mario before Odyssey? Boom, the best 3 right here in this collection. But you can't buy it anymore. Never tried 3D World? Well, here's the best version of it, plus a new game based on those same mechanics. And then yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, one of the best Mario games and 3D platformers ever made, not to mention Super Mario RPG, the remake, the Origami King, the Thousand Year Door, and the new Brothership game, all right here on one console. Now, if they could just add the Pokemon games! Now, I'm sorry. I know this is solely about Mario, so let's dive right into the Mario experience that almost anyone can have with a Nintendo Switch console and a little spending money. The first 6 games I mentioned can all be accessed via Nintendo Switch Online and Expansion Pass, Super Mario World and Super Mario 64 being the best 2 Mario games on this service in my opinion. If you are a new gamer, and the Switch being your first Nintendo experience, then you have access to one of the best 2D Mario games ever made, and the first 3D Mario game ever made, which some people still put on the pedestal of the best 3D Mario ever. So yeah, just starting out, not even including games that were made specifically for the Switch, you have access to the best platformers ever designed. Then moving on to the N64 expansion pass, you also have access to Paper Mario, which is an incredible RPG experience, and you don't even have to fork up $60 to play one of the new ones if you have this subscription. But even so, the Thousand Year Door and the Origami King are also great Paper Mario games, so if you don't have the N64 expansion pass, then you can choose to spend your money on that. The point I really want to drive home here is that you have options. The Switch is now the hub for almost every single Mario game you could ever want, and realistically, there are only a couple games away from putting almost every mainline title on this console, and with the Switch 2 coming out within the next year or so, that possibility could become a reality. If we start at the beginning for mainline Mario, then the Switch covers almost every game up until New Super Mario Bros. DS and Super Mario 64 DS. On the Switch, we already have like one okay 2D Mario game with Super Mario Bros. U, and a great 2D Mario game with Super Mario Wonder. In my opinion, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the best 2D Mario experience that was specifically made for the Switch. So if Nintendo wanted to put the DS title on here, they could, or the DS version of 64, they could, but do they really need to? The games missing from the Switch are every new Super Mario Bros. Game besides the most recent, Super Mario 3D Land, and Galaxy 2, as far as mainline Mario games. That's only a total of 5 games. 5! Nintendo is literally missing 5 mainline Mario games to complete the entire mainline Mario games on one console. They could easily pull this off on the Switch too, if they wanted. Now, what about those spin-offs that we talked about earlier? Sure, there are some sports games dedicated to the Wii and the Wii U, as well as some of the Mario parties that we probably won't ever see ported over, but we do have the first 3 Mario parties on NSO, and a couple Mario sports games that have released on the Switch. The DS titles and the ones released for the Wii and Wii U are the only ones missing here, but realistically, in my opinion guys, we aren't missing much from these. With the newest Mario Party games coming out on the Switch, Super Mario Party Superstars and Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo fixed a lot of the problems the Mario Party formula was facing from games past Mario Party 8 through Super Mario Party. So they would only need those Wii titles and the one from the DS, which is my personal favorite, and I've never been a super big Mario sports fan player, and the ones that were made for the Switch haven't really impressed me too much. And I don't typically go out of my way to play the ones on NSO, so I really don't think Nintendo is going to put their time and efforts into a project like that, because they don't put their time or efforts into those sports titles usually, but it's not a project I would personally want to see. Now, if that is something one of you out there would like to see, definitely let me know in the comments, because I would like Nintendo to put some effort in those games, and that I might actually enjoy them. Let me know in the comments how you think they should pull something like that off. But what I would like to see is Nintendo give gamers the full Mario experience on one singular console. But let's back up and go over exactly what Nintendo offers here and why owning a Switch in this day and age is so incredible for Mario fans. Earlier, we discussed the first games Nintendo ever made for the plumber with NSO alone, and every game you have access there. But what about the ones you can buy separately? 3D All-Stars was released before the N64 expansion pass was added to NSO, so there was a reason to purchase this collection for Mario 64 on the Switch. Now, of course, a better version of that title is available on the Switch through the N64 expansion. So, as I've said in the previous video, this collection is now a third more useless, but it still offers two amazing 3D Mario titles with Sunshine and Galaxy. Now, I am 110% more of a Galaxy fan than a Sunshine fan, but that doesn't mean I dislike Sunshine. Just when it comes down to playing one of these, I would much rather pick up Galaxy any day of the week. Now, years after this release, this thing, it's not worth picking up, considering you are going to have to fork over a ton of money to do so, only to have access to two games that aren't even available on NSO, because Nintendo wanted to sell it like food. Now, moving past 3D All-Stars, I want to discuss the modern 2D Mario experience this console offers with New Super Mario Bros. U and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The important thing about these two games is that they show the difference between Nintendo making 2D Mario 8 years ago versus 2D Mario now. The main difference being, well, they actually care now. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the best 2D experience you can get here with a game made for the Switch, in my opinion. Nintendo really put on their big boy pants and finally made a new and amazing 2D experience for gamers. If this game wasn't on the Switch, I would tell you that the only 2D Mario game on here worth your time would be Super Mario World with NSO. But gladly, Nintendo finally understood that New Super Mario Bros. U wasn't really cutting it. It was selling, obviously, like every Mario game usually does, but nobody was really content with this. Every Nintendo YouTuber online pretty much told you that 6 years ago. And just go play it yourself. I promise the 3 hours you grind out to beat this game will not leave you fulfilled at all. You're going to sit there with a minor headache wondering why you wasted 3 hours holding right and jumping every 3 seconds. But the inclusion of Super Luigi U saves this game a lot for me, because I have a lot of fun with that game. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, on the other hand, actually has new mechanics, fun and new level design. It has its own setting and atmosphere, not just the same world map from the past 6 years. Each level has a base level in itself, and then a second weirder side after consuming the Wonder Flower. That's already more original content than any of the new Super Mario Bros. Games combined. But if we want to talk about Mario games with endless content, then look no further than Mario Maker 2. This game is probably the best version of a new Super Mario Bros. Game you have on the Switch. Endless hours of content from other creators all over the world with some of the hardest Mario levels ever made. And realistically, you can recreate so many of the older levels you loved growing up. Yes, you are a bit limited here on what you can create, but because of those limitations, level designers for this game have gone absolutely wild when making these stages. One of my favorite things to do is watch people pull off some of the hardest levels in this game, and that's only one aspect that this title offers. It has a story mode too, which isn't anything special, but I think offers some really memorable moments. It stuck in my head way more than anything U Deluxe for sure. And if you get tired of the same old Mario, then go in that level maker and go crazy. Just start putting random things together, or be that person who takes a whole day to create a masterclass of a level. That's what's so great about this game. It really saved the new Super Mario Bros. Staleness that had been happening after the Wii title. All in all though, all gripes aside, Nintendo has really gone out of their way in the past couple of years to finally give gamers as much Mario as they could want. On the Switch, you have access to this plumber's greatest hits from his whole career. I believe with the Switch 2 coming out soon, we could see an entire mainline Mario collection on one console, and possibly his entire RPG collection on one title, and maybe even the spin-offs if Nintendo really wanted to be nice to us. If you have any ideas on how Nintendo should handle these types of collections in the future, or even try and put more titles on the Switch right now before the release of the next console, let me know in the comments below. Do you think they will wait it out to like a 40-year anniversary, possibly remaking some last-minute titles before the launch of the Switch 2, maybe even port over Galaxy 2? Yeah, I know I'm reaching with that one, but let me know your theories and ideas in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.